everybody, I'm back. As you can tell, art videos are going to be every other week instead of every week, because boy do they take a while to record and edit. There's a lot more to this than there is to gaming. But it is here, and every other week is something I should be able to keep up consistently. So, what this drawing is based off a Christmas fic that I'm writing about my boy Sty and his husband Francel, and the sadness that comes with Christmas because of those they've lost. Because as the Warrior of Light, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's real sad, but Francel is there to make him happy, so it's all good. You know, the shape of his feet there kinda did a good job. Shame it doesn't matter in the end, because I just throw a blanket over his lap. And this bit made for an interesting drawing because the hair I was drawing is not actually the hair in the reference, because his hair is longer than that reference is, but the style in game that his hair is, where it's that long, it doesn't do that little like floof thing up around his forehead, it just falls. So I was kind of mixing two different hairstyles there. That being said, I also didn't draw his hair as long as the hairstyle he has in game, so I kind of fudged that. But that's okay, because hair is not constantly uniformly the same length. And this is where I got upset with the feet and just went, nope. most important part of this picture right here. The plushy chocobo that they have on their bed. Then I got to work on the background, which maintains being not as detailed as the rest of the drawing because I very specifically wanted to put a depth of field effect on it. So everything in the background is just kind of sketched in there. It's not very specific at all, but it looks good in the final product because it's not supposed to be detailed. It's clear enough you can see approximately what's going on, but not every little thing, because then it would just distract from the foreground of the image, which is what's the important part here. Gotta love only remembering to draw the glove on one hand. The nice thing about doing this not 100% realistic is I can just kind of draw some little divots and things and make the blanket look like it has, the folds and depth in it without having to draw everything exactly right. Because that's the folds in fabric are not easy to do in a realistic style. It's a weird, I don't know, it's a weird way that it looks. And a fun little Easter egg about this picture on the right, that's specifically the cliff top out by White Brim. Because, you know what, sure, let's add in a sad painting of the two of them at the gravesite. And ta-da! The background has the color it needs. It's really a fun way to do the backgrounds because it's just kind of throwing some stuff on there. And I will say the increased use of the watercolor brush is probably because of school this past semester, because I had to do a lot of watercolor. And mind you, that was actual watercolor, not digital watercolor, but it's still a similar effect. His attire may not be the style he would normally wear, but you know what? That's fine. They're at home. They can dress down a bit. But he's still gonna have green, because it's Francel. Of course he's gonna wear green. And then this bit is weird, because I can look at the values and know that that is pure white. But to my eyes, it looks like it has a hint of pink, just because of the background on it. In which what I'm doing here with putting all the color on one layer, it's a bad idea. Don't do it. Don't follow my example there. I was being lazy. This is another moment where the white doesn't quite look white, but again, I can look at it. I know, up in that top left corner, those values are exactly white. It's just my eyes do weird things with the colors around it. So, you know, yours may too. Just be aware of that. Color is weird. Now we move on to the texturing, which is definitely the faster part, as we are now 3/4 the way through this video. And this here is why I said don't put everything on the same layer, because you can't use clipping to keep it off of other things. And it's a really bad choice. It makes things so much harder. Still not quite satisfied with how that skin texture brush looks. Something in the settings just isn't the same, so I need to pull out my laptop and figure that out, because it looks funky. I just noticed a bit where skin color went outside his ear, and now I'm bothered. But there's not exactly much I can do about that now. And I can't forget to put shading on the most important part of this picture. Then last but not least, add in some effects to really set the mood. Put a wash over it to give it a nice uniformed color. And ta-da, we're done. So thank you all once again for coming by. I'll see you in 2 weeks if you're here for another art video, or I'll see you Wednesday if you're here for gaming. As always, links to my socials are down below. Bye-bye!